Yo, what's up guys, AFC Dino here and welcome to a new video. I just wanted to make a quick video on my thoughts on Shaymin. Shaymin recently got released as the first ever Pokemon on PokeMMO, legendary Pokemon on PokeMMO. It has been available to all players, so every player can now get a Shaymin. I believe you can buy it from the GTL. There used to be an event a few days ago. You see Shaymin, you can just buy it on the GTL. But there used to be an event a few days ago in which you could get it. I didn't do the event. I rarely do PvE stuff. That's why. So my friend borrowed this Shaymin. I can talk trash about it, because yeah, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this Pokemon. A lot of people have been asking about this. What are my thoughts about Shaymin? Am I going to use Shaymin in my future videos? And yeah, I just want to talk a bit about it today. So basically no PvP matches, but just my thoughts on Shaymin. And yeah, like I said, I think this Pokemon is complete garbage. Complete garbage in the sense that it just gets outclassed by the other grass type Pokemon in the tier. Because let's just go over his moves. Like Seed Flare, his bread and butter. Seed Flare, if we hover our mouse on it, it says the user emits a shock wave from its body to attack its target. It may harshly lower the target's special defense. So basically what it's saying is it has a 40% chance to reduce the target's special defense by 2 stages. Basically a 40% chance to have the special defense set of your opponent. If we are going to compare this to Leaf Storm from Superior, the user whips out a storm of leaves around the target. The attack recoil harshly reduces the user's special attack stat. Basically, it's saying whenever we click Leaf Storm with Superior, it reduces our special attack stat by half. But we have the ability contrary, make stat changes have an opposite effect. So instead of having our own special attack, it doubles our own special attack. And that's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Seed Flare has a 40% chance to drop the special defense of your opponent by half. So what is going to happen, guys, if you click Leaf Storm and Seed Flare and you're on a turn, and the turn after your opponent switches out? Shaymin just lost all his value, and first of all, you needed to get lucky to get the special defense troop. But if your opponent switches out versus your Superior clicking Leaf Storm, you still get the double special attack. So in that sense, Leaf Storm gets way more value. Because what's going to happen in a lot of cases, people bring in their chance or Blissey on Shaymin, right? And then if they don't get the special defense drop, they just teleport, and otherwise they just switch out, because it's not gonna do increased damage. But if they do that to Superior, Superior will be at +4. Just saying. They both get access to hidden power fire, but Superior can only make Shaymin can only make full use out of the hidden power fire if he gets the special defense drop. If he doesn't have the special defense drop, hidden power fire is still gonna do the same damage, but Superior is gonna do increased damage. So in that sense, Superior works out way better. And this one is used as a calm Shaymin. Let's compare Shaymin to Amongus as a defensive type Pokemon. As a physical defensive type Pokemon, Amongus definitely has the edge. Amongus, due to him being a poison type as well, resisting the fighting type attacks, which Shaymin is otherwise weak to. And yeah, Shaymin does resist Earthquake. That's what he has going for him. But you need a fighting type resist on your team. And Amongus isn't weak to U-turn, which a lot of Scissors run. So if you bring in Shaymin on U-turn, he's just gonna take a shit ton of damage. But that's as a physical defensive Pokemon. I think Amongus is way better. As a special defensive Pokemon like this one, this is a calm nature. I still think Amongus has the edge. Amongus can run Black Sludge. It can run Black Sludge in case you face a Trick Rotom. If you bring Amongus in on a Trick Rotom, they get a Black Sludge and they just take damage every turn. Um, while Shaymin is forced to run leftovers, and Shaymin can become quite useless if he gets as a defensive Pokemon if he gets a choice scarf. While Amongus can still be useful as he has regenerator, so he still gets free recovery. The only thing that Shaymin defensively has going for him is that Amongus is weak to psychic type attacks, so Starmie can be an issue if you don't have anything dedicated to Starmie. Luckily we don't have not luckily, but we don't have Alakazam with Life Orb. Magikarp Alakazam in the tier, so Amongus doesn't have to fear Alakazam that much. Shaymin doesn't have the weakness to Shaymin doesn't have the weakness to psychic type attacks. They both still share the ice type weakness. But I believe Shaymin is a bit as a higher special defense. Amongus has a higher HP stat though. But I think Shaymin does take the ice beam better from Starmie, but it's not stabbed, so it's not gonna 2-hit KO Shaymin. And Shaymin has access to recover. Amongus does have access to synthesis though. But recover is more reliable than synthesis unless you play it in the sun. So that's basically that. So Shaymin as a because against other Pokemon, Amongus just does way better just because of his regenerator, and he also has access to synthesis. This one has an Assault Vest, which he also makes really good use of, because Amongus does way better than King's in the rain. The Shaymin gets 2-hit KO'd by Hurricane or Specs, but Amongus can come in on Hurricane, and if you have an Assault Vest, you definitely don't die, and then you can switch out if they are Specs to something that can take the Hurricane, like a Rotom, like a Magnezone, take it really well, click Pain Spit for example. But Shaymin doesn't have that luxury, just due to the regenerator. If we didn't have a regenerator Amongus, you could make a case that Shaymin is better. Then he would definitely be better, of course, as a defensive Pokemon. But that basically, and let's just because Shaymin does have his own niche though. I don't want to completely trash this Pokemon, but yeah, he does have his own niche with a few moves, because he has a broader move pool than Superior. Let's just go over his moves. Just like I said, Leech Seed, I think Superior is a better Leech Stop Pokemon. Leech Seed and Substitute. He does have access to Sleep Powder, but Amongus has access to Spore. He has access to Air Slash, which means he can hit Breloom for 4 times super effective damage. But Amongus still clicks the poison type attack if he has it. Fire is still super effective from Superior. So after like an offensive, that's what you see mostly these days in offensive Brelooms. Once Superior clicked one Leaf Storm, he's gonna die to hit on Power of Fire, provided that they aren't Focus Sash, of course. Or provided that they don't have to Focus Sash up. Yeah, like I said, Recover is more reliable than Synthesis unless you play it in the sun. Earth Power can be cool, but there's no Heatran in this meta. You would only run it for Heatran. If your team is weak to, if you have a team that doesn't really kill Heatran and you have then using Shaymin over Superior can be useful. But yeah, since there's no Heatran, there's no need to run Earth Power on Shaymin. Like, what are you trying to hit? Are you trying to hit Empoleon? That's the only thing I can think of. But Empoleon has Roost, and a lot of them have Ice Beam. So that won't do too much damage unless you get the Seed Flare. I guess Seed Flare Earth Power. But that's only for Empoleon. Like, Tyranitar still takes more damage from Seed Flare than Earth Power, so in that sense, I wouldn't even run it. Healing Wish, that's the niche. That's the niche. If you want to run a team with Healing Wish, like Healing Wish is a cool move which you can use on offensive teams. You can also run on bulky offensive teams. Wouldn't run it on Stall. But that's the only thing he got for him. He has Aromatherapy as well. Could be cool. Could be cool. But because that's something Superior and Amongus cannot do. But yeah, as a defensive Pokemon, it just doesn't offer. It does offer more in its utility, but just the ability and the typings from Superior and Amongus are way better. Energy Ball, don't look at that. Grass Whistle, we have Sleep Powder, like we saw earlier. Seed Flare. TMs. Are there any notable TMs? I believe Psychic. If it's the thing, yeah, Psychic. He learns Psychic, so Shaymin can hit opposing Amongus. A lot of Amongus are bold, so you can use Psychic against them. If you, for example, click Seed Flare and drop their special defense, and then click Psychic, maybe you can knock them out. For example, yes, Psy up. If a Pokemon nasty plotted up against you, or Quiver danced up, you're still gonna die. So it can be cool to Psy up, but nah, it's not gonna do much. As Solar Beam, whatever. Substitute. Superior is a better substitute user. Just because he can click Substitute against most Pokemon because of his speed, while Shaymin is slower than things like Garchomp, for example. That's how outspeed Hydreigon if he runs max speed. But I think Superior just does it better because, like I said, you can stall out the Seed Flares from Shaymin, and Shaymin doesn't get any setup moves. He doesn't get Nasty Plot. He doesn't get Calm Mind. So he doesn't really get the setup. He does get Growth, but if you usually use Growth on Shaymin on a Sun team, and if you play Shaymin on the Sun team, you might as well run Venusaur instead of Shaymin. So in that sense, Shaymin also gets outclassed in the Sun. Swagger is banned. He actually has Swords Dance, but then you cannot make use out of your Seed Flare because that's a special attack. Like if you got Nasty Plot, then you can make a case for Shaymin, and you can make a case or Calm Mind, but it doesn't get it. Yeah. All of the grass types get Toxic in the tier, so it doesn't really matter. Endeavor, something both of these don't get, which can be cool, I guess. Seed Bomb with Swords Dance, I don't know. Yeah, that's basically his move pool. So the only real thing here Shaymin has going for him is Healing Wish and then the move Psychic. But if you consider that Amongus does switch in well to the majority special attackers, physical attackers, Amongus can switch in onto them. And Superior with his Superior beats that over Shaymin. Clicking Leaf Storm. And if your opponent doesn't have anything that's faster than Superior, then your opponent might be in trouble if you get a lot of boosts up, especially if you get a Substitute, for example. So yeah, I honestly think Shaymin doesn't belong in OU. You should probably drop down to UU if Shaymin wants to get some usage in this tier, because in OU it just doesn't do much. Like you have a lot of Blissey's with Teleport. They just come in, teleport, and Shaymin basically lost his value from his Seed Flare special defense drop. Doesn't do anything. If it had Trick as well, like I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it doesn't get Trick. Then it could have been it could have been a cool choice card for Choice Spec user. The tier having his own niche, but it doesn't get Trick. As you guys can see, Trick is supposed to be a tutor move. It doesn't get it. So yeah, I really don't think Shaymin does that well unless you use Healing Wish, like I said. As a niche, like Healing Wish is not consistent at all. And the Psychic, of course. And defensively, the only thing it has over Amongus is it isn't weak to Psychic type attacks. But that's about it. Like, Shaymin cannot come in on U-turn from Scizor. Amongus can status a lot of things with reliably hitting them with Spore. It has 100% accuracy in Toxic. It has Sludge Bomb to hit other grass type Pokemon instead of Air Slash. So yeah, I don't think Shaymin is gonna be in OU for long. But yeah, that's my opinion on it, guys. If share your thoughts on this Pokemon in the comments down below. And yeah, you can join our Discord server as well if you'd like to discuss PokeMMO more. Subscribe to the channel as I do post daily PokeMMO beef videos. And yeah, let me know what I should talk about next in one of my next videos. I kind of want to give my opinion on Amongus in one of my future videos, because I think the developers really messed up with this book, adding this Pokemon into the tier. But I know how they can somewhat fix this stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll cover that in one of my next videos. But with that all being said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this video was helpful or fun for you. I don't know. And yeah, peace out. See you guys next time.